The notification came through at 11:47 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Large withdrawal, $450,000. Account. Balance, $127.43. I stared at my phone screen, the blue light harsh in the darkness of my childhood bedroom. Downstairs, I could hear Mom and Dad laughing with my sister Vanessa about wedding venues and honeymoon destinations. The smell of Mom's cinnamon cookies drifted up through the heating vents. My hands didn't shake. They should have, but they didn't. I walked downstairs slowly, deliberately. Each step creaked in that familiar way. The Christmas tree lights blinked red and green. Vanessa's engagement photos covered the mantel, her and her fiancé Brad on beaches, at wineries, in front of the Eiffel Tower. They all looked up when I entered. Mom's smile was too wide. Dad wouldn't meet my eyes. "Merry Christmas, sweetie." Mom's voice was sugar sweet. "We were just talking about Vanessa's big day. 6 months goes by so fast." I sat down in Dad's recliner. "My account was just emptied." The room went silent except for the fireplace crackling. Vanessa recovered first. "What do you mean?" "My savings account. Someone withdrew $450,000 about 30 minutes ago." Mom set down her wine glass. Her hand trembled slightly, but her voice stayed steady. "Well, that's terrible. You should call the bank." "I will." I looked directly at her. "Right after you tell me why you did it," Dad finally spoke. "Sweetheart, we can explain. Please do." Mom's mask dropped. "Just a little." "Your sister is getting married. She deserves the wedding of her dreams. You've been hoarding that money for years, and for what? You don't even have a boyfriend. So you stole $500,000. We didn't steal." Mom's voice went sharp. "We're your parents. We have access to your accounts for emergencies. This is an emergency. Vanessa's wedding is an emergency." Vanessa leaned forward, her diamond ring catching the light. "Nat, come on. You know how important this is to me. Brad's family is old money. Their guest list alone is 300 people. We need a venue that matches their expectations. With my money. With family money." Mom stood up, drawing herself to full height. "Everything we've given you, your education, your opportunities that came from family. Now it's time to give back. Your sister needs this more than you need to sit on a pile of money you're too scared to spend." I pulled out my phone. "That's an interesting perspective." Dad's eyes went wide. "Natalie, wait." I tapped the screen. "Put it on speaker." "Chase Bank Fraud Division. This is Agent Morrison speaking." Mom's face drained of color. "Hi, Agent Morrison. This is Natalie Chun. I'm calling about the flagged transaction on my account. The $450,000 withdrawal." "Yes, Miss Chun. We've frozen the transfer. The funds are currently in holding pending investigation. You reported this account as monitored for suspicious activity 3 months ago. And this withdrawal triggered multiple flags unauthorized time. Amount exceeds your typical transaction pattern, and the receiving account was recently opened. Can you confirm you did not authorize this transfer?" I watched Mom's mouth open and close. Watched Dad sink into the couch. Watched Vanessa's perfect composure crack. "I did not authorize it. I'd like to formally report this as theft." "Natalie!" Mom lunged for the phone. I held it away. Agent Morrison's voice continued. "Understood. The transfer is blocked. The funds will return to your account within 48 hours. I'm forwarding this to our criminal investigation team. You'll need to file a police report." "Do you know who had access to your account?" I looked at my parents. "Yes, I know exactly who did it." "Stop!" Dad's voice cracked. "Hang up, please. We'll fix this." I held up one finger. "Agent Morrison, I'll file that police report tomorrow." "Thank you. Our investigators will be in touch, Miss Chen. I'm sorry this happened." I ended the call. The silence that followed was deafening. Mom found her voice first. "You set us up." "No. I protected myself." I leaned back in the chair. 3 months ago, I went to the bank and flagged my account for monitoring. Any transaction over $10,000 would trigger an automatic fraud review. Any transfer to a new account would be frozen pending verification. "Why would you?" Vanessa stopped. Her face went red. "You knew. You knew we were planning this. I suspected. Dad stood up, hands shaking. We're your parents. You really think we'd steal from you? Dad, you literally just stole from me. The only reason you're not getting away with it is because I saw it coming. The pattern had been there for years. I just hadn't wanted to name it. When I was 8, my birthday money from Grandma went to savings. I never saw it again. When I asked about it at 12, Mom said I must have misremembered. When I was 15, I got my first job at the ice cream shop. $7.25 an hour, 20 hours a week. I saved everything for a car. After 8 months, I had $2,300 in my drawer. One day, it was gone. Mom said she'd borrowed it for Vanessa's cheer competition trip to Orlando. Family helps family, she'd said. I never got it back. When I was 17, I won a $5,000 scholarship for an essay competition. The check came to our house. Dad deposited it for safekeeping. When I asked for it to buy a laptop for college, he said the money had been allocated to family expenses. Vanessa got a new laptop that Christmas. Top of the line. When I was 19, working 2 jobs through college, I kept my money in cash in a safety deposit box. Mom found the key. $8,000 disappeared. Vanessa needed help with her sorority dues. You understand. I stopped understanding. When I was 22, I opened my first real savings account. At a different bank, with only my name on it. I didn't tell anyone about it. Not even when Vanessa's first apartment needed a deposit and Mom asked if I could chip in. I built that account slowly. Software engineering paid well. I lived in a studio apartment, drove a 10-year-old Honda, ate rice and beans. Every paycheck, I saved 60%. Last year, I moved to Seattle for a senior developer position. $350,000 salary. Stock options. Benefits. I was 29 years old with $450,000 in savings. I was finally safe. Except I wasn't, because 3 months ago Mom had called. Sweetheart, we need to update our records for tax purposes. Can you confirm your bank account information? Something in her voice made my skin crawl. That's when I remembered. When I'd opened the account at 22, still paranoid about hiding money, I'd listed Mom and Dad as emergency contacts with account access. Just in case something happened to me. I'd forgotten to remove them. The next day, I went to the bank. I need to monitor my account for fraud, I told them. I explained everything. The manager, a woman named Patricia with kind eyes, didn't judge. She flagged my account, set up alerts, created a secondary verification system. If anyone tries to access this, Patricia said, we'll know immediately. Now, standing in my parents' living room, watching their world collapse, I felt nothing but cold clarity. You can't do this. Mom's voice had gone thin. We're family. Exactly. You're family. And you stole from me anyway. We were going to pay you back. Vanessa stood up. After the wedding, once Brad and I combine our finances. Brad's trust fund, you mean? Her face flushed. That's not fair. What's not fair is stealing $500,000. Dad tried one more time. Natalie, please. Think about what you're doing. If you file that police report, we could be charged with a felony. Your mother and I could go to jail. Is that what you want? I thought about that. Really thought about it. I said slowly, for you to admit what you've done. All of it. Not just tonight. Every time you've taken from me to give to Vanessa. Every birthday, every scholarship, every paycheck. I want you to admit you've been stealing from me for 20 years. Silence. I continued, for you to explain why. Why Vanessa deserved everything while I deserved nothing. Why her dreams mattered and mine didn't. Why you thought I'd never notice, or never care, or never fight back. More silence. And I finished, for you to understand that I'm done with the theft, with the inequality, with the pretending. I'm done. Mom's face crumpled. We love you both the same. No, you don't. You never have. I left that night. Packed my bag, drove to a hotel. My phone exploded with messages. Dad, please come back. We can talk about this like adults. Mom, you're throwing away your family over money? That's what matters to you. Vanessa, you just ruined my wedding. I hope you're happy. I turned off my phone and slept for 12 hours. The next morning I filed the police report. The officer, a tired-looking woman named Santos, took my statement with no expression. "Do you want to press charges?" she asked. "Yes, even though they're your parents, especially because they're my parents." They knew better. Officer Santos nodded. "The DEA will contact you." The investigation took 6 weeks. In that time, I didn't speak to my family once. I blocked their numbers. I blocked their emails. I blocked Vanessa's wedding registry when it showed up in my inbox. My coworker Jason noticed I was quieter than usual. Over lunch one day, he asked if I was okay. "Family stuff?" I said. "The bad kind?" "The kind where you realize you never really had a family. Just people who looked like one." He nodded slowly. "Been there. It gets better. Eventually." "Does it?" "No." He smiled sadly. "But you get stronger." The day called on February 14th. Valentine's Day. The irony wasn't lost on me. "Miss Chen, we've reviewed your case. We have sufficient evidence for charges of felony theft and identity fraud. However, your parents' attorney has proposed a plea agreement." "What kind of agreement?" "Full restitution of all stolen funds dating back 10 years, plus interest. Your parents will plead guilty to misdemeanor theft. They'll receive probation, community service, and mandatory financial counseling. No jail time. And if I refuse, we go to trial. They could face up to 5 years in prison." I thought about Mom and Dad in orange jumpsuits. Thought about Vanessa crying at a courthouse. Thought about becoming the family villain. Then I thought about being 8 years old, excited about birthday money from Grandma. About being 19, finding my cash box empty. About being 29, watching my life savings disappear while my mother smirked about wedding venues. "What about the other money?" I asked. "The birthday money, the scholarship, the job savings. All the times before I had bank records. Without documentation, those are harder to prove. The plea deal covers the recent theft and acknowledges a pattern of behavior. It's not perfect, but it's something. I want one more thing." "What's that?" "Written apologies. From each of them. Not 'we're sorry you're upset.' Real apologies that acknowledge what they did and why it was wrong." The day was quiet. "I can add that as a condition." "Then, I'll accept." The apologies arrived 3 weeks later. 3 letters, handwritten, delivered by courier. Dad's was short. "Natalie, I'm sorry. I let your mother convince me that supporting Vanessa meant taking from you. I told myself you were stronger, that you didn't need us the way she did. I was wrong. I failed you as a father. I don't expect forgiveness, but I hope someday you can understand that I loved you even when I hurt you." Mom's was longer. "Natalie, I've spent weeks trying to write this. The truth is ugly. I saw myself in Vanessa, the need for approval, the fear of failure, the desperation to appear successful. I saw your father in you, the quiet competence, the self-sufficiency, the ability to survive anything. I thought you didn't need protecting. I thought Vanessa did. I was wrong to choose. I was wrong to steal. I was wrong to make you invisible. I'm sorry for every birthday, every dollar, every time I chose her over you. I'm sorry for all of it." Mom Vanessa's was the hardest to read. "Nat, I don't know how to write this without making excuses. The truth is, I knew. Not about every theft, but I knew Mom and Dad favored me. I knew they gave me more. I told myself I deserved it. That I was pursuing bigger dreams. That you were fine with less. I let them steal from you because it benefited me. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just asking you to know that I see it now. I see what we did to you. I see what I took. I'm sorry. I'll be sorry for the rest of my life." I read them each 3 times. Then I put them in a drawer and didn't look at them again for 6 months. The restitution came through in April. $450,000 returned to my account. Plus an additional $87,000 in documented theft from previous years. Plus $34,000 in interest. $571,000 total. My bank account had never been so full. It felt exactly like I'd always imagined. Safe. But the safety didn't come from the number. It came from the boundary. The line I'd finally drawn that said no more. Vanessa's wedding happened in June. I wasn't invited. I saw photos on social media, backyard ceremony, maybe 50 people, handmade decorations. Beautiful in its simplicity. Nothing like the 300-person extravaganza she'd planned. Brad was there, smiling, his arm around her. They looked happy. I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not guilt. Just the clean, clear feeling of a chapter closing. Mom tried to call on my 30th birthday. I let it go to voicemail. Hi, sweetheart. I know you probably won't listen to this. I just wanted to say happy birthday. And to tell you that Vanessa's pregnant. You're going to be an aunt. I thought you'd want to know. I deleted the message. 2 days later, a card arrived. Baby announcement. Vanessa's handwriting on the envelope. I put it in the trash without opening it. Jason asked if I was okay. We were becoming real friends by then. The kind who tell the truth. I'm an aunt, I said. Apparently. Congratulations? I don't think I'll ever meet the kid. How does that feel? Relieving. I surprised myself with the honesty. Is that terrible? No, it's self-preservation. A year after that Christmas Eve, I bought a condo in Seattle. Modern minimalist with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the water. I furnished it exactly how I wanted. No compromises. No one to please but myself. My neighbor, an older woman named Ruth, brought me cookies when I moved in. Welcome to the building. Are you here alone? Yes. No family nearby? No family at all, actually. She nodded, understanding more than I'd said. Sometimes the family we choose is better than the family we're born into. She was right. I built my family slowly. Jason and his wife became Sunday brunch people. My climbing gym crew became Thursday night dinner people. My book club became the people I called when I needed to laugh or cry or just exist. None of them ever stole from me. None of them ever made me small. They just saw me. Really saw me. 2 years after the theft, Dad had a heart attack. Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer. Your father is in the hospital. Her voice was raw. It's serious. He's asking for you. I'm sorry to hear that. That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say, Mom? That you'll come. That family still matters. That 2 years is long enough to punish us. I looked out my window at the Seattle skyline. Rain was starting to fall. I'm not punishing you. I'm protecting myself. He could die, Natalie. I know. And I'm sorry for that. I am. But me showing up won't change anything except making me hurt again. I can't do it. She hung up without saying goodbye. Dad survived. I sent flowers to the hospital. No card. Now, 3 years after that Christmas Eve, I'm sitting on my balcony watching the sunset turn the water gold and pink. My phone buzzes with a message from Jason's wife. Dinner Saturday? We're trying this new ramen place. I respond. Perfect. See you then. No messages from Mom. No messages from Dad. No messages from Vanessa about her 2-year-old daughter I've never met. Just silence. Clean, peaceful silence. Sometimes people ask if I regret it. Regret the police report, the prosecution, the permanent severing of family ties. They ask if the money was worth it. I tell them the truth. It was never about the money. It was about the choice. The choice to stop being convenient. To stop being invisible. To stop letting love be the excuse for harm. They took my money, but I took my power back. If you've ever been taught that family is everything, remember this. Family should be the safest place you know, and if it's not, you're allowed to build a new one. Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the next one.